Well, good afternoon and welcome to Sea Fishing with CJ. Back on the beach after a very long spell away. I'm not alone down here, there's a few people fishing. I'm hearing there's been the odd place, the odd whiting caught. So yeah, there's every chance we might catch something today. Few fishing further up the beach as well. But the sad thing to say is before I can set my gear up, I'm going to have to clean the beach up a little bit, because there is rubbish left everywhere. Now, I know that anglers get a bad name, but this isn't fishing gear. This is where people have come down in the morning, read a newspaper, and then just left the newspaper on the beach. So, you know, come on people. You wouldn't do that at home, would you? So don't do it here. Someone's got to clean up shit after you. It doesn't clean itself up, and it's going to be me. So no more ado, let's clean this up and then get set up and start fishing. Rig baited up, so it's a 2-hook sprung clipped Portsmouth rig, I guess. I've got a small black lug on the bottom, I've got a small ragworm in the middle, and it's all sitting there hanging on the tripod ready to go, because before I cast the bait out, I'm just going to have a couple of chucks with a rod just to make sure everything's working right, because the rod's been sitting in the back of my van for a while, hasn't been used, so I just want to make sure that the bearings are all working inside in the multiplier and etc. And I'll do that with both rods. So what I'll do is I'll cast this rod out first, see how it goes, put a 6-ounce lead on it. If it's okay, I'll put the baiting rig on, lob that out while I set the second rod up so that I'm fishing. Okay, so here's my neighbour, see how he's casting, how far he's going. He's had a Plaice and a whiting, I think. Not sure what type of cast he's doing. See what distance he's getting, see if we can get more than that. So, not a vast distance, down into the gully. Okay, so let's get this set up and whack the rod out and see how we go. So let's set the camera up so you can see that. Everything's working. Working okay. Right, just tying off the ground cast with it then. So I've got the second rod rigged up now. This one is also a multiplier, but it's monofill. So we're going to be fishing monofill braid as a comparison. We're going to be fishing black lug and ragworm as a comparison in baits as well. Just for a bit of interest, if nothing more. So I'll have a lazy lob with this, and then off the ground cast, and if all goes well, we'll put bait on it and whack it out there. So the rigs I'm using on both rods are the same. It's not my nose, eh? The rigs I'm using on both rigs are the same. They're bought tied rigs, basically because I couldn't be bothered to be tying rigs. But I will be tying rigs again, do my own. But I was in the shop yesterday, so I bought some rigs. And they are a C-Match Tony's Special 2-hook dropper Plaice rig. They have springs at the top and they have a Portsmouth loop at the bottom. So I'm going to be fishing both rods with the same rig. So, and both rods are going to be baited the same way. Black lug on the bottom, ragworm on the top. If we start catching on rag, I'll swap over to rag all the way. If I start catching on black, we'll go over to black all the way. But bit of variety, just to see how it gets on. So that's what we're going to be putting on there. They're great. These, I mean, most tackle shops will provide you with pre-tied rigs. These ones are nice because they come on the little Tronics Pro rubber wheels, which are well handy because it means you can put them away nice and easy and nice and neatly at the end of your day, instead of my tackle box which is just full of tangled rigs. I'm going to have to sit down and really declutter it. But let's get that on and let's get fishing with it. So here's the rig. A top swivel above a spring, and then we come down the hook snood to the hook, which is clipped into a cascade, which has a loop from the cascade to the bottom swivel, and then direct line to a clipped in bait onto the bait. So when that releases from the weight, it releases the second snood and you're fishing. It's called a Portsmouth loop rig at the bottom. One up, one down rig, paternoster, lots of different names for it, but it's definitely an effective rig. So let's whack that out there and see how we get on. So that's it, the traps are set. The one monofill not quite as far as the braid, and a bit more over to the right, hopefully not gone too far right, and the braid straight out, but a bit more distance. Yeah, the monofill cast was not my best cast, I have to say, but hey, means I'm fishing one in, one out. See how we get on. Come back to you when something happens. So what we need now is a beach shelter, and we're going to put a beach shelter right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, as if by magic. That saved a lot of work. So that's us out of the wind. Next thing is to set up my bike camera, get that working, and then time for a cup of tea. Well made up with that first cast, and that's definitely pan sized, so I think he's coming home for my tea. Well made up, that, well made up. So happy days, happy days. Let's get him unhooked and dispatched, and beautiful spotty, and that was on the black lug. Trap to reset. First cast on the right hand rod, nice place. First cast on the left hand rod, both baits stolen. So there's definitely activity out there. And yeah, don't know what the tide's doing now. But we're backing up. Let's measure that place, see what length it was, if I've got my rule with me. Well, guess what we had for dinner last night? 2 rather large pizzas, so we couldn't eat them all. So I've got cold pizza to eat on the beach, but it doesn't seem to have the same effect on the fish as cake and a cup of tea. So I've got pizza and a cup of tea, but it's not guaranteeing me a bite. Should have got some cake. Mind you, the pizza's got pineapple on it, so you could almost say it was cake. But the rods sitting dormant at the moment. I'm so glad I got down here. So glad I had that fish. I'm totally unprepared. My disgorger and my ruler are in my bait bucket, which is sitting in my greenhouse. So I don't know how long this fish is, but I would imagine it's about 32. And I'm going to try and make ceviche with it tonight. I've got some lemons. That's the plan. As a starter. And then the diet starts tomorrow. I am carrying a vacation baby at the moment. I need to shed that. So, anyway, I'll come back on when something happens. I don't know what the sound is going to be like on this camera. I lost the little fluffy ear muff thing on it. I've got a new one coming, but it's not arrived yet. So I'm sorry if the sound, if it's picking up wind or the sound is a bit scratchy. Nothing I can do about it, I'm afraid. I suppose I could take the one off the other one actually, because I'm not doing sound on that. Maybe do that. Yeah. I've been joined down here by my son Eddie. So he's the one that told me how to bite, because I was fanning around with cameras at the time, so I didn't see it. We'll see. We'll leave it a little bit longer. There's two baits out there. Plaice sometimes give you a rattling bite and then just lay out. So could be a Plaice. Yeah. I mean, at the moment it's just soaring. It's picked up a little bit of weed or something, I think. Oh yeah, it's going. It's definitely going. Definitely got a little bite going on there. Yeah. Little quivery rattle. Back, there's only a tiddler, but a fish nonetheless. So that's two fish. The bottom bait's been chomped out as well. So yeah, a little whiting. So we're getting back little pins. Got a bigger one. That's ceviche for input. A monster! What's that coming out of the surf? Is it a monster? Well, it wasn't a blank, and I achieved the target species. So you do know what that means, don't you? Yes, it means we have to cue the music and I've done that for a while. So we've had another little spotty. What's that? It's only a little, but we can get the hooks out of his mouth without damaging it. But happy days, 2 plaice and a whiting. Yeah, well pleased, well pleased. Right, let's bring in the braid rod. Haven't seen any activity on it for a while, but probably no bait. Baits have all been snackled. Probably was some activity there, but I just didn't see it. Get that baited back up and get it back out there. So what I noticed yesterday was that everybody was using quite big worm baits, and they were getting bites, but they were bringing the worms back in. They'd all been chewed up, but no fish. So what I'm doing today is I'm only using little black lug, single little black lug, a mouthful. The idea being is if the place of feeding, they will woof this one piece of worm down, and hopefully we can catch it with a hook too. So something's working right. All the place have been on black lug, so I've gone over now to black lug on both hooks, just for the last half an hour or so. This is probably the last cast, to be truthful, but let's see if we can't pick up a decent place at the end of the day. So we'll get this back out there and see how we do. So I've been joined down here by one of my subscribers, I take it?
Yeah.
Right, okay, one of my subscribers. Gives me thumbs up and everything like that. Yeah. It's Reef, all right? He's a keen angler. Just giving him a couple of racks of black lug. So, you say he was down here last night?
Yeah, I had 4 dogfish.
4 dogfish? Any size?
Something like that big.
Okay, all right. I mean, in competitions, they're worth loads of points. I do a channel for Tony's Tackle in Eastbourne.
Oh yeah, I see.
So, yeah, so I do his channel. So I'm filming all the matches that he did, not all of them, but quite a lot of them. So if you haven't checked that out, check that out. And if you're into wildlife, I've also got a wildlife channel which is CJ Hooked on Life. So check that out. And that hasn't got a great deal on it at the moment, but I've got so much from Costa Rica to put on there. So yeah, check it out. Reef, you're local, are you?
Yeah, it's up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I used to live up there. Yeah, so fantastic, mate. 5. And sight lines tonight or tomorrow night when you come down. Get on. Give us a message. Something there. Little schoolie. slow me down. Look at that monster. I thought it was a different sort of bite. So, what a beautiful little fish. What a perfect end to a great afternoon. Thanks very much. Get them back. Happy days. Cheers, mate.
All right.
Thank you. Well, what a great afternoon on the beach. Plaice, whiting, little bass. So 3 species. The target species was plaice, so I achieved that. So there's a little dance in the video. I haven't done one of those for a while. And yeah, really good to get back on the beach. I hope you've enjoyed it. What I would ask is, if you haven't done so already, please check out my wildlife channel, which is CJ Hooked on Life. There's also going to be an Instagram account. Well, I've got an Instagram account, and I think you'll find that is CJ Hooked on Life. I've changed its name now, but it will have all sorts of things. It will have little snippets of fishing on there as well. More to try and attract people over to the Facebook channel, which is my big. Did I say Facebook? My YouTube channel. There is a Facebook group as well, which is CJ Hooked on Life, and also a Facebook group, Sea Fishing with CJ. So if you haven't come to that and join that, and come and share your fishing stuff on that. And you know, in the meantime, keep safe, keep sane, keep fishing. Well made up with that first cast, and that's definitely pan-sized. So I think he's coming home for my tea. Well made up that.